I'd like to call the March 10th regular meeting to order. Start with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence to remember the service and sacrifices of the armed service members who protect our nation and the first responders who protect our neighborhoods.
Council President, may I add somebody, please?
Yeah, sure.
We had the passing of Pat Matarazzo, who was our chairman of our environmental commission for a very, very long time before it was removed. He's also worked for the state of New Jersey. He also had his own business in water equality and had a very big passion to protecting the water of Rockaway Township. So I just wanted to mention his name.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Here.
Councilmember Wojtovich.
Here.
Councilmember Freelander.
Here.
Councilmember Royak.
Here.
Councilmember Frede.
Here.
Councilmember Quinn.
Here.
Councilmember Kelly.
Here.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Here.
Council President Morrison.
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Daily Record and the official newspapers for the Township of Rockaway. Notice was posted on the official bulletin boards of Rockaway Township, the Township website, and notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk. Approval of the minutes for the February 24th Township Council.
Mr. Morrison, just one quick question on that.
Yeah.
On the minutes, just a small typo that was on there. It was dealing with Torden Road and Whippoorwill with regards to the stop signs that were there. And also, it didn't name the individual that brought up the ideas about the moving wall over at Park Lake, which was me. I mean, I watched the video. It was pretty apparent that it was me who was on there. The minutes don't reflect that.
Is that it?
Yeah, there was just
Okay.
the whippoorwill that was on there. And some of the other residents made some comments too that seemed to be very vague.
All right.
But in any event, just those items that were on there.
So just for future reference, if there's any changes to be made to the meeting minutes, we would ask that those changes be submitted in advance to the clerk so we could properly vet them, watch the video. We will not be making adjustments on the fly like tonight. If it deals with anything of substance, such as that. For example, in a minute, I'll be making a motion to amend the minutes from the 2/24 meeting to reflect the correct date of the minutes, which was 1/20. So like that's not a change of substance. It's really just a technicality. So in the future, again, everybody gets these notes ahead of time. If you see something like that and you wish to have it changed, please send it to the clerk so the council could be made aware. And then at the next meeting, we'll do a proper motion to change it. You're well within your rights to ask for that, but we just want to do it so everybody has a chance to look at the same thing you are.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so again, approval of the minutes, February 24th Township Council.
So moved.
Also, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Wojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
As they stand, no.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, that's 8 yeses, 1 no, motion carries. I'm now going to make a motion to amend the minutes from the 2/24 meeting to reflect the correct date of the minutes, which was 1/20.
I second it.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Wojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 9 yeses, motion carries. At this point, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our mayor.
Tom, come on up. I don't know if there's anybody here from George's family. Come on up.
That was a good woo.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm up here tonight with our DPW Director Al North and our Water Superintendent Brian Schatzel. And we wanted to honor the Rydell and Stalter families, Stalter and Rydell families, for the dedication of George and Tom to the community over the years, not only as water superintendents, but also as volunteer firefighters and the rest of the things you've done for our community, which are many. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we will officially put in a plaque on our water building and renaming it the Stalter Rydell Water Building. So this says this facility is dedicated to Thomas Stalter and George Rydell, former water utility supervisors who served their communities for over 35 years. Thomas and George were also volunteer firefighters and lifelong residents of Rockaway Township. Dedicated this, we originally read the resolution on 10th day of February 2026 by Mayor Joe Jackson, the Township Council. So if the council could come down, let's get the picture and let's take a picture. And you're all welcome to come tomorrow at 11 at our water building in White Meadow Lake. I gotta be careful, got screws on the side. Yeah, you know the deal. Short people in front. Come on, there you go. You get everybody, Peter? Here. You got it. On this side. There we go. Thank you.
Oops, sorry. Right up here.
Congratulations. Well deserved. Okay. I'm going to be reading through a couple of ordinances now. They're all dealing with fair share housing. Just to let everybody know of the process, I will be calling for any public comments on each ordinance specifically. There is another open to the public portion later in the meeting where you can speak about anything else. But when I ask if there's any comment from the public, it needs to deal with this ordinance alone. First ordinance, 02603, an ordinance amending chapter 54 entitled Land Use and Development of the Code of the Township of Rockaway, amending section 54-30.52 entitled RBMFO, Regional Business Multifamily Overlay District. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any council discussion on this?
You know what, Council President, I think I would just make one comment that would cover all of these ordinances dealing with fair share.
Yeah, go ahead.
And first of all, Mr. Novak, unbelievable, amazing job that you did, you and your firm. You've always been phenomenal at your craft when it comes to zoning and planning. Going through all these ordinances, this is something that we have to do. It's a requirement that's set forth from the state, and we had a deadline as the 15th, so we had some crunch going on. And we've been very fortunate compared to some other municipalities of what we were able to achieve, which was success from even the amount that we had reduced from some of their mistakes that they were making. So that would be accurate in saying that? Okay. And again, I just wanted to say thank you for the hard work, and it's apparent through everything that you've done. But thank you. That's all, Council President.
Any other council discussion? Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this ordinance alone? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Frede,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 9 yeses. Motion carries. Ordinance 02604, an ordinance amending chapter 54 entitled Land Use and Development of the Code of the Township of Rockaway, creating a new section 54-30.34 entitled RMF 14 Multifamily Residential District. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Is there any council discussion on this ordinance? Any public comment on this ordinance alone? Please step up to the microphone. Come up here, but I'm just going to read this now. This deals for all public sessions, including later. Before opening the public portion, I want to remind everyone of the rules that apply to anyone who wants to address the council. Any member of the public wishing to address the council will have 3 minutes to do so. While an extension of time may be requested, it should not be assumed that an extension of time will be granted. While addressing the council, members of the public may not address or question any individual council member. If anyone addressing the council violates these rules or conducts themselves inappropriately, their speaking opportunity will be terminated and they will be instructed to return to their seat. A refusal to comply will result in removal from the room. Members of the public in attendance may not make comments from the audience without recognition by the chair. Persons doing so will be subject to removal from the room. As council president, I have tremendous respect for my fellow council members and the public who take the time and effort to attend council meetings. These rules are necessary to protect and respect, but also to permit the council to do its business in an orderly and professional manner. In addition to the 3 minutes for those who are not in the know, when you do come up, please state your name and address for the record. Go ahead.
Sharon Sanders, 19 Omaha Ave.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just got this letter and I don't really understand everything that's going on, but I know it's affecting me by 15 Green Pond Road and then I guess acreage next to, like behind the barn and behind the Hibernia Diner area.
Okay.
I did look at the plans that came out of the housing element and fair share plan of 6/17 of 25. And I wanted to know if that is the way that things are going to go. Is that already been approved? Is that the plan going forward? There won't be changes to it. It will be on that one area and then that one building, 2 stories on that second area behind my house.
That's exactly why we have Mr. Novak here. He can answer those questions for you. Hey.
Oh, can I get a microphone? To answer your question, the plan that you saw in the housing plan is just a concept plan. So there's been no site plan application that's been submitted. No developer has expressed interest in developing that site. We were simply changing the zoning from industrial to residential and showing that with the zoning criteria we put into that draft ordinance with the setbacks and the coverages and the height, that it could be developed with multifamily. But there is no site plan application that's pending. There's been no site plan that's been proposed for that site. No developer has been expressing interest in developing that site for multifamily. That's just to show that whatever we wrote in that ordinance isn't just make-believe. If and when a developer does come and wants to develop that site for multifamily, they would have to submit a site plan application. That would have to go in front of the township planning board. And you, as well as all property owners within 200 feet, would be noticed, and you would see what the actual site plan would look like. But in terms of the setbacks, in terms of the building height, that's all right now established in that ordinance. What the actual layout would look like, somebody a lot more creative than me would be able to make it look better. That's showing that something could be built there. But nothing is proposed at this moment. If a developer does come in, you would actually have an opportunity to go to the planning board, voice questions, voice concerns, comments. Oh yeah, this is not.
See, that's my question is, I didn't know if this was already rolling forward.
Mhm.
And is that 50-foot setback set in stone through the ordinances?
Right now, it would be set in stone. However, when a site plan application is filed, the planning board could request additional space there. They could request additional buffering. We did have a little bit of back and forth. So as Councilman Kelly had indicated, part of this was part of a settlement agreement as well
Yeah,
with
I
Fair
did that
Share.
in Marlboro, yeah.
Yes, and we had a lot of back and forth and fighting. So we actually had a fight for a 50-foot setback from that residential property line. They were pushing for something smaller than that.
Well, I appreciate the 50 foot.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten more. what we were able to do is at least lower the height as well, because right now that district allows for 50 feet. So we were able to get, I believe it was 30 feet I put in the ordinance. I'll double check now.
So the height would be 30 feet at the maximum? then?
Let me double check that actually. I'm sorry. This I
35.
Obviously, we're granting more than 3 minutes, but I think this
Oh,
is,
thank you.
no, I'm sorry. It would actually be 4 stories and 50 feet. I apologize for that. That was something that
50 feet.
yes, they did fight on.
If that happens, would us as homeowners be able to come and discuss if we can erect fences on the back of our
Oh,
property?
absolutely.
100%. This,
Yes.
all this does, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
is this changes the zoning. So in the future, should a builder express interest,
Mhm.
we don't have to go through this. This helps us meet our obligation for the fair share. We are not even in discussions right now to build anything there.
Yeah, exactly. And then if part of any site plan application, we always look for landscaping, robust landscaping as well. So yeah, nothing is proposed right now.
And
So-
you'll get notice.
Yeah,
right?
it's
They'll
really
get
no-
notice and surrounding, and you'll
And
know
we'll
about
be
it.
able to participate.
100%.
Absolutely, I know. Yeah, the
100%.
whole notice process I know is pretty.
Yeah.
It seems like something imminent is about to happen.
Yeah.
Really, what this ordinance does is it changes the zoning from industrial to residential. So instead of building like a warehouse or a commercial building, it would be residential instead.
You're not going to drive by and see shovels in the ground.
All right.
And
Without
if
knowing
you,
about
I just want a chance to.
Yeah.
You know, my property is very
Yes.
important to me.
Of course.
A lot of taxes there, and this is concerning a little
Of
bit.
course.
to, I think a lot of us on the street.
100%.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
absolutely. And if you do see shovels out there, please call them.
Yeah.
Nothing is supposed to be happening right now.
So
Okay,
are you good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
So I can go sit-
Yeah, you can. No, you have to stand there the rest of the meeting. Please stand to the side.
Thank you.
Council President, can I just follow up quick thing on that? Just so that Dave, and she had some great valid points and her rights, as well as any other property owner and within 200 feet or any interested party, they're protected under the MLUL, under 4055D, that they can participate, object, and do what they want and make recommendations. But also, just because we have these ordinances in place does not guarantee that something may happen. There may be no interest in this whatsoever, and nothing would actually take place at all, just protecting the town because of the settlement that we have.
Both are absolutely true.
Yeah,
Yes.
legally, at this point, we've met our obligations.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can't. You feel free to come up for another one of the ordinances. Yes. Okay, there's a motion and a second. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Frede,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison,
Yes. 9 yeses, motion carries. O2605, an ordinance amending Chapter 54 entitled Land Use and Development of the Code of the Township of Rockaway, creating a new Section 54-30.71 entitled RMFO-15B Multifamily Residential Overlay District.
Motion?
Second. Is there any council discussion on this ordinance? Anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Yes, please. You should just stay up front. You're doing great, though.
I just have one more question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just don't want to break this place either. Okay, one more question. If this, I guess this will pass, the ordinance will pass so that it becomes, then do you guys like tell publicly everybody that they can come and put a bid on it to build on it?
Oh, no.
There's no advertising.
No.
That's a strong no. from-
That's a strong no.
That was a drawn out no.
The only situations I've ever seen where municipality needs to do something like that is if
Great
we're
question.
working with a 100% affordable housing provider, which we're not doing in this plan just because we didn't have enough time to figure that out, quite frankly. So no, we're not going out to bid on this property. We're not looking to acquire the property. We're not looking to condemn the property. We're just changing the zoning classification.
Okay, so 15 builders aren't gonna like call you guys up a week from now when this passes and wanna start digging?
No, I don't believe so, no.
Okay, all right, I promise this is it.
You don't have to. You're
No,
entitled.
you're good. You're great. Thank you.
You sit in the front row and make it easy.
Just name and address for the record, please.
Lisa Ginder, 136 Birch Street. Because I'm thinking the same along her lines, because I hate what's happening in our state right now with all the development, it's like overdevelopment. So my question is, has there been any consideration that if a developer does come in and says like, "Ooh, look at that pretty space behind their residences," that somebody could kind of redirect them and say, "Hey, like, why don't we redevelop something like Party City that's just sitting there?"
Funny you mention that.
That's us.
One of the ordinances we have here is rezoning, correct me if I'm wrong, rezoning the mall area for exactly that type of thing.
Yep.
So the largest area that we're rezoning is the entirety of the mall area. There's also a building between the mall and Walmart
Yes.
that is also being rezoned should they wish to redo that office building.
So I guess a little bit more specifically, like if somebody did come forward,
Mhm.
would there be somebody, I don't know if that's like somebody like you, or if that's like you guys as like a council who could say like, I see you're looking at these beautiful trees. Like, how about you look at this first?
I would
Is there
think-
a way that the town could like prioritize that if a developer did come in, like you kind of got to do this space first?
No, I would think that it would really depend on the capabilities and budget of the builder, right? So if they're going to put in, some are maybe more suited to putting in 30 units behind the barn as opposed to a whole complex near the mall. I would also assume that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that any builder who is aware of that property is aware of all of them.
Mhm.
But I like the thought.
I also remember the mall is a sign.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else from the public on this one? All right, there's a motion and a second. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Frede,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, 9 yeses, motion carries.
Council President, who seconded that?
Was Jack.
I have Jack as second.
Thank you.
02606, an ordinance amending Chapter 54 entitled Land Use and Development of the Code of the Township of Rockaway, creating Section 54-30.72 entitled RMFO-15C Multifamily Residential Overlay District. Can I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Sex.
Let's
Okay,
give it
I
to
heard-
Jack and
Yeah, I heard two motions there.
Yeah. Manny came in third. Next time, Manny, sorry.
That's okay.
So that motion is going to who?
He made the motion, Mr. Kelly second.
No, I think Mr. Freelander got me before, on that one.
Gentlemen, let's not.
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
over
yeah.
me, Please,
Okay, so I have
procedurally.
Councilmember Salberg.
No, we're not
Oh,
voting on it yet.
Sorry.
Is there anybody from the council that wishes to discuss this ordinance? Anybody from the public? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 9 yeses, motion carries. 02607, an ordinance of the Township of Rockaway deleting Section 54-45 entitled Fair Share Housing Requirements, deleting Section 54-46 entitled Affirmative Marketing of Affordable Units, deleting Section 54-47 entitled Municipal Housing Liaison, deleting Section 54-48 entitled Mandatory Affordable Housing Set Aside, deleting Chapter 53 entitled Mandatory Development Fee, and creating Chapter 8 entitled Affordable Housing Requirements. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I figured let him go.
Is there anybody from the council that wishes to discuss this ordinance? Anybody from the public for this ordinance only? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, that's 9 yeses, motion passes. R2656, resolution endorsing the amended housing element and fair share plan. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 9 yeses, motion carries. R 2657, a resolution adopting fourth round affordable housing spending plan. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Go ahead, Manny.
I'll second it. No, too late.
I got Adam as second.
All right. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Friday,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 9 yeses, motion carries. R 2660, a resolution adopting an affirmative marketing plan for the Township of Rockaway.
Motion.
Oh. Second.
Clerk, please take the
That
roll.
was you, Quinn? Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Friday,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, 9 yeses, motion passes. Mr. Novak, thank you so much for your time and effort on this. I appreciate you coming in tonight on short notice. Good luck in your next meeting in half an hour. Thank you.
Thanks again, Dave.
Okay. We are now going to do the open to the public portion of the meeting. Please reference what I said before, 3-minute time limit. Name and address for the record. I am going to go through the sign-in sheet. Don't worry if you did not fill out the sign-up sheet. When we're done, I'll ask if there's anybody else. So everybody will get a chance to speak. Karen, nope. I'm sorry to everybody in advance for butchering some names.
Good evening, Karen Nobby, 3210 Cleveland Lane. I lived in Rockaway for 10 years. I am a 70-year-old psychotherapist, which means that I have sat across from people in their darkest moments, heard things that would break most people, and learned to choose my words with great care. So when I tell you that a comment spoken by a member of this council is the single most ignorant and offensive remark I have ever heard from a public official, understand that I am not speaking with momentary outrage. I am speaking from a lifetime of knowing the difference between someone who understands human suffering and someone who merely thinks they do. A member of this council said at the last meeting that he visited Auschwitz and that he was Polish, and somehow concluded that this gave him the standing to dismiss our community's fears about the proposed Roxbury detention facility, and worse, to invoke that visit as a credential. It is not a credential, it is a tourist's memory. If I walk through the dinosaur hall at the Museum of Natural History, I do not become a paleontologist. I do not understand what it means to have lived in prehistoric time. I've simply walked through a room. The same is true of Auschwitz. When you visit a preserved memorial, as it must be, no afternoon visit can teach you what happened inside those walls. No visit ever could. Do you know how many pounds of human hair it takes to stuff a mattress? Do you know what it means to eat rotten, spoiled food, not by choice, but because the pain of dysentery is still preferable to dying of starvation? Do you know what it is to watch your family separated from you on the train platform and understand in that moment that you will never see them again? These are not things you learn by walking through a memorial. They are things that were carried home by the few who survived, whispered to children, wept over at dinner tables, passed down to us as both wound and warning. Whether or not you are Jewish, this is not your history to reinterpret. And it is not a councilman's place to tell this community what should or should not evoke the memory of those horrors. As a psychotherapist, I can tell you this. What was demonstrated at the last meeting was not confidence. It was a specific danger of a person who does not know what they do not know. And in someone with the power to make decisions affecting other people's lives, that's not just an embarrassment, it's disqualifying. The people of Rockaway Township deserve better than that. They deserve someone who listens, someone who learns, someone who understands that public office is a responsibility, not a platform for uninformed opinions dressed up as authority. This community is owed an apology. You owe it especially to those of us who were raised with a single sacred obligation passed down from the people we lost. never forget. I would ask that all of you read the poem First They Came and truly sit with what it means.
So
I
Ms.
made
Napi,
copies.
so you're at 3 minutes, but I'll let you finish up your
No,
thought.
I'm finished. Thank
Okay.
you. I just made copies tonight.
Give it to the clerk and she'll distribute.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dusty, can we? Thanks, Bob. Erin DeCourt.
I think I kind of messed the mic up, sorry. Erin DeCourt, 16 Algonquin Avenue. First, thank you for passing Resolution 26-51. In the first 50 days after it opened, the Camp East Montana Detention Facility near El Paso, Texas, racked up more than 60 violations of federal detention standards during an internal inspection. Nearly one 911 emergency call has come out of that facility every single day since. And in just the past few months, 3 people have died there, 1 ruled a homicide, 1 a suspected suicide, and a 3rd from unknown causes. Security guards at this facility wager money on which detainee would be the next to die by suicide.
I think the mic.
It has to clip in.
Is it on?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Mayor Jackson. This is not unique to this detention center. Since January 2025, at least 43 people have died that we know of while in ICE custody. No accountability, no consequences, and that brings us here. Because a similar proposal is now unfolding much closer to home. The proposed ICE detention center in Roxbury, New Jersey is scheduled to hold 1,500 detainees, but once converted, the warehouse could hold closer to 4,000 people. There is a saying when it comes to detention centers, if you build it, ICE will fill it. Facilities like this don't exist in isolation. They reshape the communities around them, including Rockaway Township and Morris County as a whole. Local governments will face increased costs for policing, emergency response, traffic management, and legal challenges, even though the facility itself is federally run. Infrastructure limitations. Roxbury officials noted the site is a warehouse not equipped to house people, raising severe concerns about water and sewage capacity. In fact, there's already a shortage of both for Roxbury and surrounding communities, and the Musconetcong Sewer Authority is basically at max capacity and processing. Does this mean they will be trucking in and trucking out tens of thousands of gallons of water and sewage a day? Where will the water come from? Where will the waste go? Not to mention the trucks and traffic on the road. Another environmental concern includes improper waste management and stormwater runoff from the facility that will negatively impact local water sources, including the aquifer that supplies drinking water, the Musconetcong River, Lake Musconetcong, and the Morris Canal Historic District, where people hike, fish, and swim. Local economy and safety security concerns include a detention center processing thousands of detainees means constant transportation of buses, federal vehicles, contractors, and staff, placing additional pressures on Interstate 80, Route 46, and nearby roads. Emergency services will be also affected. Roxbury, Rockaway, and neighboring towns all rely on countywide mutual aid systems for fire, EMS, and law enforcement responses. This means that when one town experiences a surge in demand, neighboring towns absorb part of the load. When emergency calls increase in Roxbury, Rockaway firefighters, EMTs, and police officers will be part of the mutual aid response. When large protests or federal operations require additional law enforcement presence, regional departments will be pulled in. When infrastructure systems like water, sewer, and emergency communications are strained, those pressures move across multiple municipal lines.
Mr. Court, I'm sorry you're at time, but please, you can finish up your thought.
Thank you. Rockaway residents will experience the traffic, the emergency response demands, the infrastructure strain, and reputational impacts, as well as sharing the financial burden of having one of the nation's largest detention centers minutes away. This is not just a Roxbury issue, it's a Rockaway issue, it's a Morris County issue, and it's our community's future. Because once something like this is built, it does not just change one town, it changes the entire region. And Rockaway Township and residents deserve a voice in that future. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Ilardi.
Michael Lardy, 19 North Brookside Drive. One, I'd like to let everyone know that White Meadow Lake is having their next blood drive on Tuesday, March 17th. So donate a pint of blood and you can save some money on the alcohol because you'll have one less pint of blood to pollute it. I'm pleased to see the quick response for the resolution that's on the agenda tonight. My hope is the council will support this resolution to support law enforcement and the safety of our community and work with federal law enforcement if necessary to keep criminals out of our community. I hear the concerns about the burden of having a detention center nearby. We're not going to stop that, but how to prevent it from being a burden on the community is to work with law enforcement and get the people off the street so they don't have to come in the way they did in Minnesota and work against law enforcement. So I hope there's support for this so it could be a smooth operation if it does come to the area. Thank you.
Thank you. Neil Weiss.
I yield. I've already dealt with the health department. Thank you.
Okay. Barb Biglietta. Did I say it right? Yes.
Since we're celebrating.
I'm sorry. Just name and address.
I am 40 years at 27 McKill Drive, Barbara Biglietta. So in December, on the 3rd of December, at about midnight, there was a water main break on Mount Hope Ave. And it decimated my neighbor's yard and flowed down into my yard, filling my yard like a swimming pool, ruining most of my backyard. Nobody's reached out. I've made claims. I have not heard from insurance, and I just think that's poorly run. And we should be somehow contacted on who's going to help us clean up. My neighbor's estimates are like $50,000 in damage from the water main. That's a lot of money. So I'm just here for the record, to say that I think that we should have been contacted and followed up on what the process is once that happens, because it's nothing I did. I just happened to be in the wrong house at the wrong time.
Afterwards, Ms. Palmieri, can we put the correct people in touch?
Thank you.
Thank you. Francesca Norden.
Francesca Norton, 53 Cayuga Avenue. And I would just like to thank the mayor and the police chief and the town council for sending policemen to the New Jersey Coalition Against Human Trafficking Law Enforcement Conference, which I also attended. And I can't explain the whole thing because I don't have time. But the survivors, the lived experience experts, national, state, local, county, people that spoke, the young adults who spoke about their teenage experience of how they were trafficked, just heartbreaking. And we need to have a lot of awareness about human trafficking. Chris Smith spoke with us, the Attorney General Davenport, Senator McKnight. Both the people that I want to shout out the most, police officers that retired but cared so much about this in Baltimore and Westchester, spoke about how they developed so much collaboration and cooperation amongst all agencies, all levels, national, state, county, to help traffic victims. So I'm going to give, this is a public event that people can attend to for the council. And I'd just like to thank the mayor and sheriff and town council again. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob Norden.
Thank you, Council President. My name is Bob Norden. I live at 53 Cayuga Avenue with my lovely wife. I know that there's a lot of passion about the Roxbury situation with the ICE facility. As Mike had said, it's going to happen. What is missed a lot of times is that the global elite are moving illegals in many, many countries around the world. Why are they doing this? Well, there's a color revolution against America. It's actually been designated as purple. And part of the enemy's weapons is the migration. And Italy has declared to get rid of their migrants, as well as Japan, and we must do the same. So I support what the ICE is doing there. Thank you.
Dana Tabadella?
Dana Tabadella, 31 Omaha Avenue. I was just wondering why the resolution R 2662 was put on after the open to the public comments.
It's just how we laid it out.
Oh,
Nobody-
I was just wondering if it was put there to try to prevent us from speaking about it. First off, I want to say that I support R 2662. I am concerned that this council has tried to prevent the public, our councilmen, and even our mayor from speaking at the meetings. I appreciate that we want to have timely meetings and get out of here on time, but at the last council meeting, you give one of our council members 1 minute to speak. That's completely unreasonable. Even the public gets 3 minutes. Why are we telling council members they can only speak for 1 minute on important issues? Also, the mayor was cut off. He said he had 6 more things to speak about, and we had to end the meeting. Is there a reason why we have to end the meeting so promptly? I mean, I appreciate getting out of here on time, but that we can't discuss things that we're supposed to be discussing in these meetings? Why is this being cut off? Why is everyone being cut off?
I don't want to take your 3 minutes.
No, go ahead. I would just want to know why you're giving people 1 minute and cutting off the mayor.
Okay, couple things. You made a comment that we're doing it so the public can't express themselves, but everybody's doing that right now. The second point you brought up is everybody had 1 minute. For the record, council members normally there's no discussion, right? So we don't discuss resolutions at all. So
I object to
look
that,
at-
Council President.
You do not have the floor right now.
Well, I'm making an objection.
You do not have the floor right now.
Okay.
Generally, again, the council does not have any speaking time during resolutions. So we made an exception to give them some speaking time during the last one. Keeping it to 1 minute, I think, was fair. As far as cutting off the mayor, with all due respect to the mayor, everybody here is aware of time limits. It's not about getting out of here on time. It's about sticking to the business and the decorum of the meetings.
And the mayor's business just gets cut off then?
Technically, again, with apologies to the mayor, it's a council meeting, not a mayor meeting. So generally, we don't have to give him any time. It's a courtesy. We're more than happy to give him the time. But just like the council, he can fill that time within 3 minutes.
Okay, so you say it's not a mayor's meeting, but it's also not your meeting because you have referred in this in the council meetings that this is my meeting. It's not your meeting either. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Council President, can I just follow up to what you said?
No, I'm sorry. Deirdre, I'm sorry, I don't want to. Frets. Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't want to.
I just want to say my concerns have been very elegantly expressed by the first two ones who spoke here tonight about the planned proximity.
Thank you.
Just add my voice to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
S. Sanders. You're good? Okay. J. Cordes. Okay. Justin Strickland.
Howdy, guys. My name is Justin Strickland, 44 Minton Avenue, Chatham Borough. I'm actually a councilman in Chatham Borough. I had a council meeting last night. I'm here tonight to speak against your resolution 2662 because it rescinds in its entirety the resolution you guys passed on February 24th, which is 26-51. And you also might wonder, why am I coming to speak about this? Is because Chatham Borough actually passed a resolution, just like you guys did, in support of the Roxbury Council's resolution. And I think it's very important to remember that the Roxbury Council is made up of entirely Republicans, elected Republicans who said, you know what, the federal government is not respecting home rule in the state of New Jersey. The federal government did not come and talk to the elected leaders, did not show the respect to the communities, did not show respect to elected officials, and just going to come and do what they want to do. And my memory of the Republican Party, even though I am a Democrat, is that the Republicans should be outraged by that, because that's the federal government coming and telling local governments what they should and should not do. Okay, so I think it's hypocritical for people who claim to be Republicans to be like, yeah, I'm okay with the federal government coming in and telling us what to do, because Republicans are supposed to be standing for limited government. So that's neither here nor there on why I personally, as a member of Chatham Borough Council, supported the resolution that we passed to support the Roxbury Council. I supported it for many reasons, one being it's a nonpartisan issue, because if the federal government did something that I didn't like in my town, I would want other towns to come support me as well. And that's what we did in Chatham Borough, and that's what you guys did in Rockaway Township, and I applaud you for that. And any effort to rescind that is just political theater, because as you guys know, you guys pass things all the time. And if you go and entertain a resolution like that, what's to say you don't do that for every resolution moving forward, every single council meeting? Okay, you voted on it, it's a done deal. Okay, and you had a right as an elected member to vote, and you guys voted the way you did, and I support it 100%. Lastly, I just want to make a point that we got to also remember what the intent of ICE is. Okay, ICE was originally created post-September 11th to protect American citizens from terrorism. Terrorism that would come into our country like after September 11th. What's happening today is ICE is being deployed all around this country. Detention facilities are being built all over this country, not to protect this country from terrorism, but to terrorize our own people. So I applaud you guys for standing up for the American people and the people in Roxbury and the people in Morris County. And I will gladly stand with you guys in the future from here on out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilman. Donna Szynski.
Good evening. My name is Donna Marie Szynski. I'm at 1 Lakeshore Drive. I support R 2662, a resolution supporting public safety, legal immigration, and federal cooperation. I, like many of you, had ancestors who came from several different countries. They all came here legally. None of them had criminal records. I'm dumbfounded on why an anti-ICE resolution was voted in last month. I thank Mr. Kelly for creating this resolution. Our law enforcement and officers deserve to be supported. Any council person who votes no on this resolution is choosing to protect criminal illegal aliens over our own citizens and immigrants here legally. Thank you.
Christina Jameson? No? Is there anybody from the public that did not fill out the sheet that wishes to speak? Well, let's start, and we're going to work our way around. Sir, you come first. Again, name and address for the record.
Justin Norman, 60 Valley Road. I was an OIF veteran. I was lucky enough to survive a 10-year career. And I've seen these human information gathering sites, I guess is the polite way of calling the torture chambers we housed people in cages very similar to the cages that ICE is building warehouses into. And I just wanted to echo that this is the federal government, like an invading federal force. Like I feel like we got the National Guard called on us for a problem that's non-existent and expensive, extremely expensive, and extremely cruel. So I can't really fathom why we would go back on decorum and protocol and try to rescind something that, I mean, the council voted for, passed, enforced, and I don't have much to say, but having a federal invading force in my state feels very, very wrong, having been a federal invading force in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do it this way. Anybody from the third row you guys want, right? Fourth row? Fifth row? No, we're doing the side. I'm sorry, we're going to go around. I'm not used to this. Yes, ma'am, you're next. With the, whoever. That's fine.
Hi, how are you?
Can you
Deidre
just-
Rock,
I'm sorry, could you just
Yeah.
pull it down? There we go.
Deidre Rock, West Lakeshore Drive, Rockaway. I'm curious that within this new proposal, and you're saying that you're maintaining a safe environment for all residents. Does that mean you will protect those residents who have been illegally detained by ICE? What provisions are you building in when you say something like that, a safe environment, a safe place where we live? And we know from what we've seen how ICE has operated across the country that they are detaining legal or residents that are in the process of becoming legal. So therefore, providing a safe environment, you're saying that you will support those residents. And I hope that that is what you're going to do. I'd like you to speak to that.
Thank you. You were next? Okay. Anybody else on this side? Show of hands. Okay, we're going to go over this. Show of hands on this side. Ma'am, first. Sir, you're going to be next.
Good evening. My name is Mary Paulson, and I'm at 53 Cherokee Avenue. I'm a retired registered nurse and educator. I would like to begin by thanking Councilman Jonathan Sackett and the Town Council for passing Resolution 2651, opposing the location of the ICE Detention Center in our neighboring township of Roxbury. This detention center will have an impact on water, sewer, and other municipal resources, not only in Roxbury, but in surrounding towns in the county, and this can include the potential for runoff in the Rockaway River. The detention center will also place a strain on our public safety resources, including our police department, EMS, firefighters, and local hospitals. Regular visitors, my friends and I have witnessed the abhorrent, inhumane conditions at Delaney Hall. The Roxbury Detention Center and the resulting influx of ICE activity proposes to bring similar conditions upon our neighbors. I invite you to join us at Delaney Hall. Bear witness to the sadness, suffering, and obdurate treatment of our neighbors. We witness cruelty for cruelty's sake. I am asking you to continue to oppose the ICE Detention Center. We cannot support Resolution 2652. It requires our police force to engage in the same lawless behaviors we regularly witness from ICE. Resolution 2652 violates the New Jersey Immigrant Trust Directive and diverts Rockaway Township Police away from local law enforcement. We cannot demand that our police force support the lawless behavior of ICE. There is no community in this country where it is acceptable for masked agents to pull off people off our streets or to kill humans with impunity. There is no place in this country where a detention center is acceptable. Definitely not in our backyards. This land does not belong to us. No human being is inherently illegal.
Good evening. My name is Hayden. I'm from Jefferson. The reason I'm bringing that up is to express that 2662 is not just an issue that is cared about by the surrounding boroughs of this region of New Jersey. I'm out here because I'm pissed off like everyone else is here.
Not everyone.
It's okay,
Oh, you
please,
made that-
Mr. Alardi.
Tucker Kelly, I've seen the resolution you made. Kelly.
I'm sorry, I don't want to I get it. We're addressing the council as a whole. We don't want to do one-on-one.
Fine.
I don't have a problem communicating with him.
No. It's a standard rule. We're just going to
No,
follow
that-
the core.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I would speak with you in a second on
Stop,
record.
Mr. Kelly, you're not recognized. Please.
Fine,
Go ahead.
whatever. One thing I really have to say to you all is whether it's Kelly or anyone else who supports this or any of the pigs who are letting this happen, because I know you are letting this happen. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy seeing you all at our future Nuremberg trials, okay?
Show of hands on this side. Ma'am, sitting next to the gentleman.
Hello, Council. My name is Bridget Frank. I'm also from Jefferson, New Jersey. I'm here because I'm also distraught that you are going to rescind your resolution from last month. I didn't know I was going to speak tonight. I thought I would just come here and support, but I've been so moved by so many of the people who spoke earlier today. And as a Jewish person, I've extremely resonated with the first commenter. Thank you so much. And one of the things that just come to mind as I see what's going on in our country right now is to ask, since most of you are probably Christian, what would Jesus do? Is this what your faith is telling you to do? To put people in cages? To support putting people in cages? Taking legal people, or it doesn't matter what their status is, taking people and putting them in detention centers for an indefinite amount of time with no due process? So we've talked a lot about the environmental impacts, which yes, are important, but what's more important is the value of human life. And that this is not something we can support. I'm from Jefferson, supporting Rockaway's resolution to support Roxbury's resolution. There are no borders that say, like when I walk, if I'm in Jefferson, if I'm in Rockaway, those borders don't exist. We're one people and we all have to come together to support each other. There's no violence on the streets. We're not in violent towns. We're not in scary towns. We're in very safe neighborhoods. And by adding a facility like this and supporting a facility like this is going to create a dangerous environment. I'm one of those people that's going to be going to protests. And I question if I'm going to come home at night because I see Alex Preddy and other people like him who expected to go home to his family, not just because he was using his First Amendment right to speak and his Second Amendment right to hold a gun. Not that I have that, but we can't support this. It's morally wrong. In my faith, it is wrong. In your faith, it is probably wrong. And if you don't have a faith, you need to look at these human beings in the eye. They are humans. Doesn't matter what the color of their skin is. Doesn't matter where they're born. Doesn't matter what their statuses are. They're humans just like you. They're your children. They're our future children. What is this going to create for the next generations have grown up down the street from this? I make jokes to my friends that I grew up across from a cow farm in Jefferson. that, people were walking around and thinking they were so cool, but we're just from this tiny little town. And your kids are going to grow up with an ICE detention facility in their backyard? What futures are you building? What present are you creating? You did the right thing last time. Your first resolution was pretty good.
I'm sorry, you're at time, but please finish your thought.
I don't know where I'm going. But
Okay.
essentially, I want to thank you for your past resolution, and please do not rescind it. Do not pass this new document because it's going to go against everything that you fought for last time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beth Jarrett. I came here in.
Address, I'm sorry.
17 Fox Hunt Drive.
Thank you.
Rockaway, New Jersey. So I came here in 1960 from Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island. And I think I'd like to speak about history. I think a lot of people are not thinking about what happened in World War II with the Japanese Americans that were stripped of their land and were put into camps. And I think what we should start thinking about is, why aren't we helping people that have a lot less than us? The people that don't know how to speak English, the people that take jobs that are under the table, the landscaping companies that make a lot of money here in Rockaway Township, and they should be called upon by OSHA to pay fines because they have illegal people working for them. And I think that we need to step back and look at history and look at what good came out of history. And I don't think that people are stopping to think about what's going on here. I know I have a lot of friends that are Latino, and their kids don't want to go to school because they're afraid when they come home, they're not going to have their family there. And I think we should start helping people that come to this country and not stereotype and think that everybody is a criminal. I think that's just a lot of things that people are listening to. Like I said, I came here in 1960. Dover, New Jersey had a lot of Puerto Ricans, and the socioeconomic circles that existed back then, they strived to make their lives better and to make a living. And I think what's happening here is that these people are being put into a bucket. So I hope you reconsider and pass what you had before and what you have now, and not to build the camp. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, is there anybody else from the public that wishes to speak? Yes, in the back there.
Hello, Kurt Collada, 99 Mount Hope Road. So tonight, everybody here that opposes ICE is because they are a lawless organization who brings violence and chaos to our streets. They disregard warrants, they kidnap innocent people, and they execute citizens in the street, all without facing any type of recourse. This resolution must have some strange usage of the word rule of law that I was not previously aware of, because it is wildly ignorant of the type of reality that we live in.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Hello, April Patero, 14 Dudek Road. I have nothing prepared. I just came in late, but I want to say I support R2652. Thank you.
It's 2662. Yeah. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak? Yes.
My name is Valerie Smith. I live at 43 Drake Lane in Ledgewood, New Jersey. I'm from Roxbury. So the original declaration, we were so happy to have that support from your community. And I do hope that you will rethink rescinding it. It felt good to have our neighbors support us. I think it's important to remember that everything that people do that may break the law is not a death sentence. And that is exactly what this detention center will be. A place where just because you're afraid of people that come from another country and whether they came here from what you call illegal, or they came here because they were afraid of something, or because they came here for a better life, it does not mean they deserve a death sentence. So I implore you to keep this and enact it and support us in Roxbury in keeping this out of our homes and help us be the communities that we want to be. We want to be good neighbors with you, and we hope that you will allow everyone to be a good neighbor, no matter what language they speak.
Anybody else? Okay, now with that, I'm going to introduce R 2662, a resolution supporting public safety, legal immigration, and federal cooperation. I'm going to hand it over, much like I did for Mr. Sackett, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Kelly. He is the sponsor of the resolution. What I'm going to ask the council is, again, we will open up for discussion.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask is after Mr. Kelly speaks, I didn't make a motion. I said I'm going to. After Mr. Kelly speaks, everybody's going to get a chance. What I am asking the council is to let everybody have their say and don't interrupt them when they go. Okay?
There's no time limit, then you're saying?
No, I think 1 minute last time maybe was a little short, so I think I'll let people go a little bit longer. I'm just asking everybody to just keep it relevant and, keep it, I don't want to say short, but keep it reasonable.
And I'm going to read it in its entirety, and then I can state my reasons for the sponsoring of that.
You can read it, whatever you want to do. And I'll let you make the motion.
Yeah,
introduce it.
I just wanted to
No,
stipulate
fair
some of the
play.
things. that-
Listen, he did it. You can do the same.
Yep, no problem.
Go ahead.
So tonight is Resolution R 2662, a resolution supporting public safety, legal immigration, and federal cooperation. Whereas the Township Council is committed to the safety, security, and well-being of all residents, including citizens and legal immigrants. And whereas a functioning, orderly immigration system is essential for national security and the rule of law. And whereas Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, is the federal agency responsible for enforcing immigration laws with the interior of the United States, including the apprehension and removal of individuals who have violated federal immigration law. And whereas Rockaway Township Council supports the orderly and legal immigration process, encouraging individuals to come to our nation through established legal channels. And whereas cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities is essential for the identification and removal of criminal aliens, thereby improving public safety for all community members. And whereas Rockaway Township wishes to uphold the integrity of the law and ensure that federal immigration authorities can effectively carry out their duties. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of Rockaway Township as follows. 1, Rockaway Township Council supports legal immigration and welcomes those who follow federal legal immigration processes. 2, the Rockaway Township Council expresses its support for federal immigration agencies, including ICE, in their duties to enforce immigration laws. 3, the Rockaway Township Police Department is hereby encouraged to cooperate with federal immigration officials within the bounds of federal and state law and to identify and facilitate the removal of individuals who committed criminal offenses. 4, the Rockaway Township Council reaffirms its commitment to the rule of law and maintaining a safe environment for all residents by supporting orderly application of federal law. The Township Council hereby rescinds Resolution 2651 in its entirety. All members of this administration, police department, and professionals are hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to fulfill the purpose of this resolution. And of course, this resolution shall take effect immediately if it's passed. Now, I've listened to everybody tonight, which everybody has the right for the First Amendment, and I appreciate everybody exercising their right. But the one thing I didn't hear from anybody that came up that opposes this resolution is one comment about the victims. Not one comment about the victims' families, not mentioning anything about any of this. I had a council.
Please.
I had a council member come up
Mr. Kelly,
here.
1 second. If anybody interrupts, all right, the time is his. If anybody interrupts, I am going to ask the officer to remove you. Please let everybody have the same chance to speak that you did. Thank you.
I have a council member that made a comment in regards to Roxbury. Roxbury actually supported ICE. We have the town attorney, who's also a senator, that is supporting the state of New Jersey Lakeland Riley Act to actually duplicate the federal Lakeland Riley Act. Look, one individual made a comment about kidnapping innocent people. Well, what about the migrants that are illegal that kidnap innocent victims and women and kill them? And then we deal with that, and where individuals are let go because of these policies. The original the original resolution that came before us that was showing about its support for Roxbury of not having an ICE facility in their backyard also had something about endorsing an Executive Order 12 opposing ICE. Roxbury didn't oppose ICE. We shouldn't oppose ICE of legal immigration and getting out those criminals. There's a lot of hypotheticals that everybody's saying. We don't know anything right now as far as what Roxbury's doing in the ICE detention centers. Everybody seems to be a specialist on this, but none of you are. Alls I know is that I don't want an ICE facility in Rockaway. I don't want to bring attention where we have a 15 square mile federal section of Rockaway Township that accumulates a third of Rockaway. Nothing can bar federal government to go in there and do the same. So all of this that's going on is all speculatory of what you have, but I'm speaking for the victims that we have. That's the concern, and I'm just so surprised.
Hang on a second, Mr. Kelly.
Of
I'm
those
sorry.
individuals that aren't being identified tonight to support this resolution.
Mr. Kelly, do me a favor, and I hate to do it. Again, everybody has their right to speak. Give him his right to speak. We haven't voted on it yet. This is the second warning, and I please don't make me do it. Okay? Mr. Kelly, go ahead. Sorry.
Again, this isn't to attack any type of ethnicity of an individual that is here. There is legal immigration. We support legal immigration. I support all levels of law enforcement. I want families to be safe and secure within our communities, whether it's Rockaway Township or our neighboring communities. But Rockaway is my first priority. Friends, family, I am a native of here 55 years. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I want every form of protection and cooperation with every level of enforcement. We have a wonderful township enforcement run by Chief Shear. We have a sheriff in Morris County, which we have a jail, by the way, in Morris County, which nobody complains about. We have all levels of that we need to respect and not go against some of these policies that are party-driven. This ordinance is not party-driven. Safety is not party-driven when it comes to residents, especially some of the heinous acts, drug trafficking, kidnapping, murder, rape. How can we not have that type of conversation? It can't be one way. So that's my thoughts and that's my feelings why I wanted to sponsor, because the previous one went against public safety. It was ignoring ICE. It was ignoring the criminals and letting them stay on there. We've all listened to the stories where people are released, and what do after the 13th release? They've killed people. They've raped people. The poor woman on the subway, an illegal immigrant. And I can't go into graphic detail, but all of you can't be blind to what's going on.
Mr. Kelly.
So that's the concern, and that's why I want this bill, and this council should support this or this resolution moving forward.
Okay. Folks, please. Okay, Mr. Sackett.
Thank you, Council President. First of all, I'm Jewish, so someone that said that we have actually a lot of Jewish council members. So just want to point that out. I won't say them, but that's up to them. What I kind of figured this was going to happen tonight, and this is actually something I was trying to avoid, and I didn't want this big rah-rah. This was just merely a resolution to support Roxbury and our town to keep a detention facility out of our neighborhood. I just wanted to read a couple of things from the Roxbury Town Council. The Department of Homeland Security and ICE officials offered inconsistent information about whether their property had been purchased even as documents and subsequent statements indicated the sale had gone through. Roxbury's all Republican town council, the mayor, have opposed the project, citing concerns about residential impacts, infrastructure strain, and the loss of local tax revenue. The dispute has also exposed rifts among the Republican Party. Roxbury's GOP leadership publicly criticized U.S. Rep. Tom Kane Jr., the 7th District Representative, saying he failed to meaningfully assist the township as it sought federal help to block the facility. I also want to mention Jonathan Sackett is not opposed to security and safety. Earlier, before some of these council members were on the council, I was the one who brought the Class 3 officers to our schools. My son has a future in law enforcement, and he interned for the Rockaway Township Police Department. Thank you.
Councilman Solberg.
Thank you, Council President. And so I'd like to bring up a few points and hope for some clarification on it, specifically bullet 3. Rockaway Township Police Department is hereby encouraged to cooperate with federal immigration officials. I find the term cooperate extremely vague, with no real specifics behind that. So what I wanted to do was just research through and see what type of hindrances there currently are to cooperation and anything that might be limiting that, which took me to the Immigrant Trust Directive, which is currently, there's legislation to try to codify this into law. And what I came across was probably the closest thing, which would come to this hindrance, which is Section 2B, limitations on assisting federal immigration authorities in enforcing federal civil immigration law. Pretty much what we're talking about today. And when we go to Section 5, we see providing notice of a detained individual's upcoming release from custody, which I believe is what we're talking about here, is getting ICE involved, in which they've been released from custody from our local law enforcement to be then detained by ICE and presumably deported. But if you do read the entire section, providing notice of a detained individual's upcoming release from custody, unless the detainee is currently charged with, has ever been convicted of, has ever been adjudicated delinquent for, or has ever been found not guilty by reason of insanity, violent or serious offense, as that term is defined in Appendix A. B, in the last 5 years has been convicted of an indictable crime other than a violent or serious offense, or C, is subject to a final order of removal that has been signed by a federal judge and lodged within a county jail or state prison where the detainee is being held. And this has been paraphrased by the New Jersey Attorney General. With respect to detainees charged with violent or serious offenses such as murder, rape, arson, assault, bias crimes, or domestic violence offenses, New Jersey law enforcement and correction officials may notify ICE of the detainee's upcoming release. So why I say that cooperation is vague is just simply, it seems that the fears of many of our residences, the fears of Councilman Kelly and many others have already been covered, where our violent criminals can be held, can be notified to ICE that they're properly taken care of. But this vague cooperation doesn't seem to take that into consideration. So I would like some clarification on the vagueness of cooperate, and now knowing that we do have the ability to contact ICE for violent criminals.
Let's go to Councilman Witovich.
Thank you. So last meeting, I did support the, I didn't support the resolution 2651. I explained it. Let me just go into the resolution here that we're going to be voting on today. I agree with everything that Councilman Kelly read in the resolution. The only thing that I have an issue with is the last portion about rescinding the previous resolution. I think that starts a bad precedent of this seesaw back and forth where another resolution could be rescinded and it could go back and forth. That's the only thing I have an issue with. The overall resolution that Councilman Kelly read, I 100% support it. I mean, there is nothing in there that screams anything where people that are here legally, legal immigrants are hurt or it hurts them in any way. And just to comment on something that was said earlier about me, walking through a museum and not understanding the history. It's not, like I said, I grew up in Poland and I came here when I was 12 years old. It took my family 10 years to come here legally. Year after year, we would apply, would come here, and came here the right way. So I have family, my grandmother, other family members that grew up pre-World War II. And I've heard stories of what happened during time of Nazi control. And what I simply said last meeting is that comparing ICE agents to Nazis is disingenuous. And I still stand by that because that's wrong. And that's how it hurts law enforcement officers on the street, and it hurts ICE agents on the street too, because of rhetoric like that. Now, I also would like to add that what Councilman Kelly said, what I'm saying here, I've heard some people speak. I heard some of the council members speak about party affiliation, mention whether a Democrat, Republican did this. None of us ever spoke about party. This is not political. This is common sense. This is something that in 2007, Ann Milgram, an Attorney General of New Jersey, she was the Attorney General under Governor Corzine. They had the same directive, and it said that if anybody comes into custody and the officer has reason to believe they're illegal, and if they came to custody for a DUI, domestic violence, any other offense, and if the officer believed they were illegal, they were mandated to notify ICE. And it wasn't a problem then. I don't understand why there's an issue now. Like I said earlier, I am a legal immigrant. I became naturalized citizen when I was 19 or 18. So I am an immigrant, right? I've never had a problem by being accosted by an ICE agent or anything like that. ICE agents go out there and they target people that are criminals, illegal criminals, and they do a good job. That's all I have.
Councilwoman Freire.
Okay. I voted in support of our previous resolution, and I still support it today. The people of Roxbury have made their feelings very clear. Like, hey, we don't want this. We don't want this. We don't want this. We see it as poison. And the government that was supposed to be by the people, for the people, ignored the will of the people. And that should make everyone scared. And thank you. And this whole thing about criminals, I trust our local police force. I trust them because they went through over, 960 hours of training. They have proved themselves time and time again to have the best interest of the community at heart. I don't know these agents. They don't know us. And they have proven, people speak about reality. Well, I don't know what reality you're seeing, but I'm seeing one very different. I am seeing... Someone spoke about victims. I thought about the victims so much, it has made me sick. So yeah, I think about the victims all the time. That's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here right now. But the point of history, some fruits of history are just poison. They mentioned Auschwitz, which is one of the most poisonous fruits that humanity has ever born. And the point of history is to recognize that those seeds, when poisonous people and poisonous actions and poisonous thoughts try to plant them. And I still think Delaney Hall and the things that are happening now are poisonous seeds that we will take generations trying to rid our soil of. I was always going to vote down Councilman Tucker's resolution. I still am.
Councilwoman Roy.
Yes, I'm also voting down the resolution. And look, I support local law enforcement. They've been very helpful to me as a council person. I appreciate them, especially our Rockaway Township Police, because you guys are really the only ones I really know. And I thank them for everything they do to protect us and keep us safe. But at the same time, this resolution is a sham. It's not about the police. It's about supporting our Roxbury, our neighbor. They voted down the facility for many reasons, and we have to support them. And, you know, I'm a granddaughter of immigrants. Yeah, they came legally, but maybe they were lucky. I don't know, but good God Almighty, they wouldn't be supporting this stuff. You don't round people up and little 5-year-olds and put them in detention centers. There's just a better way to do this. It's just a better way. I would trust the police to do it because they go through training. They're not wearing masks. They make our streets safe. I trust them. And hell, I'm a Catholic. I remember Catholics, not Jewish. I support you. You know, it doesn't matter what you are, but I remember we cared about the poor and the downtrodden. And you just have to help people and be kind and help people. And this just isn't the way to do it.
Councilman Friedlander?
Thank you, Council President. I'll tell you, it's going to be hard for me to speak. As a Jewish person, I had relatives that went through what you talked about during World War II. My uncle was killed, was a fighter pilot, while my father was in the Navy, and that's who I was named after. My ancestors came from White Russia, Lithuania, and came to the United States. This resolution that says a couple different words: legal immigration, federal cooperation, supporting public safety. I've always supported public safety. I go back in the town 40 some odd years, always worked with the police, the chiefs, the past chiefs. It's a tough world we live in. I had a relative, my uncle was a lieutenant detective in New York City. And my father, I think I hear stories today, and he was written up in the book, if anybody looks up about police books, the chief. I won't mention his name, but he's in Facebook going back. I'm for public safety, always will be. This is not about public safety. It's about ICE. And to support another town in this area against that facility, it's the wrong way to go. So I will not support this new resolution. I will maintain my support for Roxbury and what they feel is right for the area.
Councilman Quinn?
Thank you. My question is for our town attorney. This resolution, my question is, does this change the ability of our police department to interact with the federal government ICE agents as it is pertaining to illegal aliens with criminal records? Do they have to follow the Attorney General's guidelines? That is my big concern. And, I understand everybody has a problem with the ICE facility. So do I. But my concern is Rockaway Township. I support our police department, and our police department. All right. If they arrest somebody who's shoplifting and they bring them here, they run their fingerprints, they find out that they are an illegal alien and they have a criminal history, are they allowed to get in touch with ICE to get them out of here? And that's where the problem lies. We're classified as a sanctuary state, which is where the problem lies. The police department should be able to get these criminals out of here and out of our district, out of our harm's way. I got girls, I got granddaughters. I don't need them here. So, John, it's up to you. Tell me what the story is, my friend.
Councilman, I think as to the current directives, the chief would be able to speak clearly to them. I can tell you that basically the situation we have in New Jersey
Mhm.
is that all police departments must take their direction from the Attorney General's office.
Mhm.
The Attorney General has the authority to pronounce rules and regulations governing all local police departments. Above the Attorney General, basically you have two entities that could control law enforcement operations in any sense. One would be by the governor issuing an executive order, which the governor did, I believe it's Executive Order 11, it might be 12, about a week ago. And that did address law enforcement cooperation with ISIS on state-owned properties. It's also my understanding that currently pending in Trenton are 3 separate bills. I don't know anything about the current status of the bills, but they're all, I believe the last time I looked, 2 of them were out of committee, one was still in committee, that being the stage before they go to the legislature as a whole. And they were all basically codifying, I understand, in one frame of reference or another, things like the governor's executive order was speaking to. But Chief, I don't know if the chief wants to add anything.
I don't want to put the chief on the spot. I don't know if he was prepared to speak tonight. I certainly didn't expect the council to question anybody in administration. So again, I don't want to put the chief on the spot unless you absolutely feel strongly. I know.
Well, the only comment, Council President, I would make is we must and shall follow the laws of the state of New Jersey. Also, what I will say is the Rockaway Township Police Department is in support of everyone within our community and will always do the best to protect and serve everyone that calls us for help.
Thank you. Okay. Everybody, all right. So before I give my opinion, first I want to say that it's very heartening to see a big crowd here. So no matter which side of the argument you're on, I am very pleased to see people show up and express their First Amendment rights to speak. So whenever generally we have a crowd this big, it generally has to do with some kind of human rights or something like that. And I'm really, really glad to see the passion of everybody. So thank you for coming. If you remember last week, before Mr. Sackett introduced his, I made a comment to try to specifically avoid the dissension that's going on here between residents. I said that the last resolution was merely a symbolic statement aligning with our neighbors in Roxbury in the desire not to have a detention facility. I specifically used the words, this is not a referendum on ICE. It took about 30 seconds after the meeting for it to become exactly that, right? Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And again, I respect that. I agree with parts of what Mr. Kelly put in the resolution, especially about, supporting legal immigration and things of that concern. The part of the resolution that really bothers me, in addition to most of it, what really bothers me is the last stipulation that we rescind the last resolution, right? So for me, you're kind of putting the council in an impossible situation, which quite frankly, I think was the goal, okay? You're trying to put the council in a position where generally those who voted for it last meeting, if they vote yes now, then they're going against what they voted the last meeting. So they seem to be flip-flopping. However, if they vote no, they may come across as not supporting law enforcement, right? So again, it's an impossible situation. I think the fact that that last piece that was put in there, I think it's petty and it was not necessary. The point could have been made without that. The fact that it's trying to be inferred that the council does not support the police is reprehensible. Okay, this is the council, 7 of us at one point or another, when, Mr. Kelly was on the council before. The 2 councilwomen will have the chance to do it this weekend. Every council member here voted to approve the police department budget. We support the police department. Councilman Sackett was on the council when the class 3 officers were brought in and approved. This is exactly what I hoped it would not be, right? We are here to support our neighbor in their endeavor to keep a detention facility out of their town. Okay? They want to keep a warehouse out because, quite frankly, you don't warehouse people. Thank you to the council for respecting everybody's opinions and giving the time. With that, Mr. Kelly, if you would like to make the motion.
I make a motion to support Resolution R2662 to have it approved so that we show support for.
Please just read the resolution. We all said our piece. Just read the resolution, the main bullet.
This is a resolution to support public safety, legal immigration, and federal cooperation.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
No.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
No.
Councilmember Royak. No. Councilmember Frede,
No.
Councilmember Quinn,
No.
Councilmember Kelly,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett,
No.
Council President Morrison.
No. 7 noes, 2 yeses. Motion does not pass. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, R2652. I'm going to ask if anybody is leaving, just please do it quietly. We are almost done with the meeting. Consent agenda, R2652, R2653, R2654, R2655, R2658, R2659, R2661. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich.
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander.
Yes.
Councilmember Royak.
Yes.
Councilmember Frede.
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly.
Yes.
Council Vice President Sackett.
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, that is 9 yeses. Motion passes. Okay, moving on to reports. Before we start reports, and we're going to keep it to a 3-minute time limit today, I just want to, Council Vice President and I had a discussion today, and reports are meant to, the purpose of reports is so council can inform the public and other council members of their actions outside of meetings, as specifically as far as committees and things that, directly affect the town. We are really starting to get away from that. What we are going to do after this meeting, and again, we're going to keep it to the 3-minute time limit. In the future, council members, should they have any report, are going to submit that report in writing to the clerk no later than the close of business the Thursday before a meeting. Those reports will be made part of the agenda packet and made available to every citizen. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
No, sorry.
And I object to what you're doing, that it would be in violation
Mr.
of
Kelly,
the.
I just said, Mr. Kelly, you are not recognized. You just asked for time and I said,
But I made an objection though, so we
Mr.
have to go
Kelly,
through the objection under
you were not
251.
recognized. There was a motion on the table and there was a second. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Salberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Vojtovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Freelander,
Yes.
Councilmember Royak,
Yes.
Councilmember Frede,
Yes.
Councilmember Quinn,
Yes.
Councilmember Kelly,
No.
Council Vice President Sackett,
Yes.
Council President Morrison.
Yes, it's 8 yeses, 1 no, motion carries. Okay, we are going to start for council reports. Again, 3-minute time limit. Let's start with Councilman Quinn.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, get it out now with your kids, your grandkids' sports.
No. I want to thank everybody for passing the planning board's ordinances because we put a lot of time and effort into this, trying to limit down the COA requirements and looking for locations that were needed to fulfill that requirement. This is the 4th round of COA, and I've been through all 4 on the planning board. And, it gets tougher and tougher. And I'm glad that we're good now till 2023, 2030. I'm sorry, 2030. And I won't be here for that one. So that'll be somebody else's headache. I'm done. All right. So then, thanks. All right. So thank you guys for that. Let's see. Oh, all right. So I got to notice that the Boy Scouts are going to, administration is putting together a thing for the seniors and Boy Scouts to play board games over at the senior center. We had done that a couple of years ago with Dennis B. O'Brien, PTA, and Dwyer, PTA, and the kids loved it. The seniors loved it. I was there teaching chess and checkers. And we're going to do it again. And I'm glad that we finally got this back in line. It's something good. It's a great experience for both kids and the seniors. All right. Let's see. So I'm all signed up. So. All right. So I sent my questions in to Lisa for the budget meeting that we're going to have. I got answers. She still owes me one thing, which she knows I talked to her about. And once I get that, we'll be ready for Saturday. Thank you.
Councilman Freelander.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick one. I just want to mention, look at all the websites for the library. They're starting to do the spring festival. They're planning that. The Historical Society had a tavern game night. Check out their website for Canal Day, which our Ford Face House will be part of it. Substance abuse, planning a bingo fundraiser in April. I'll mention that. Celebrity Day is going great with Copeland. All the kids, we have all the famous people coming down. Celebrities, right? I also attended the town perm from the Kabod at the White Meadow Lake Clubhouse, which had a very big turnout. And I need your help with HCMA. What's a hydro?
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
Okay.
There you go.
We went to the open house. Unbelievable organization that saves lives. I believe there was just a heart transplant successful.
Yeah.
And
Thank
beautiful.
God.
That's how I'll end it.
Councilman Talbert.
Thank you. All right. So first, Board of Commissioners report. Just a small mention, Resolution 2026-203. The Commission was authorized to sign re-grant agreements for several agencies for 2026. Historical Society of Rockaway Township was on the list for $798 big dollars. Don't spend it all in one place. You got till December 6th to submit for that. Oh, good. Next meeting will be March 11th. Regional Board of Ed report. Again, last meeting was snowed out. Next meeting will be March 23rd. I'll have a report on that. Open Space Trust Fund. Next meeting is March 28th. I hope to have a report back. And again, as Manny mentioned, Manny and Mayor Jackson and wife Suzanne, thank you so much for coming by the open house for the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Association during Heart Awareness Month. A lot of really good being done in our town. And again, thank you, administration, for the very prompt responses on my questions to be just fully informed, ready to go for our budget sessions. So thank you.
Councilman Kelly?
Thank you. First of all, Mr. Noth, I just want to thank you and the Water Department for the speedy work that's being performed over on Lake Telemark between Whippoorwill and Torton with the storm drain that had collapsed over there. So I do appreciate that, and the catch basins over in the Megan's Road area as well. Today is the year anniversary of the closure of Telemark Park. Any clue when we're going to have that completely opened for all members of the public to participate in? Mrs. Ferrante? Nothing? No. Also, Chief, there was numerous complaints on Decker Road regarding speeding coming down from Linesville on Decker going towards Meriden Road. We had a speed counter that was on Decker Road, Chief, if I'm correct? And was that shows the mile per hour? And is that the only, was that the only device that was on there for regulating speed or? Okay. Do those speed trailers have counters on them to give data?
Basically gives us the 85 percentile in the highs of the road.
And I could get that information from you?
That's available when we have that.
Okay, thank you. I also attended the state finals with Morris Knowles versus Mount Olive. It was a great hockey game over at Menon Arena. Unfortunately, Knowles was not successful. 3-1 was the game, but all the kids and the coaches did a phenomenal job. One of our finest here, Lieutenant Kepler, is one of the coaches, and they're very proud of the young men that participated in that game. The other thing, Council President, was just new business to bring up as well on top of discussion, since two council members had made some comments in regards to the budget. Just give me 1 second, please. Oh, sorry, Council President.
I closed the time.
That's okay. On March 6th, 2026, I had supplied our administration with a request regarding the budget. And my concern was, we're all getting copy based on your policy regarding budget questions amongst all council members and making inquiries about certain areas of the budget, talking about town business, obviously. And there's also potential discussions about employee performances because some of the salary provisions and adjustments. With that, there is a potential of having a problem with OTMA because there's more of a majority of council members on that thread of email communication, and it could be a violation under NJSA 10:4-8 with meetings under B. The other concern I have, if we're talking about individuals and the performance and salary adjustments, which is not speculated in the budget, who's receiving it, we can't get that information, and it's strongly suggested to Rice individuals that are coming up in conversation. And there were some names that were mentioned before, or some areas on those lines. So I did make a request as a way of caution so that we can have deliberations during the budget session on March 14th to talk about where some of these areas of salary adjustments are going to and why. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars, in addition to some other areas that maybe there's some reduction that we can do. So I have spoken again to the administration, which hasn't responded to my inquiry in writing. I know that the labor attorney, a past labor attorney that was appointed, a current labor attorney, and Mr. Iatrofano, are reviewing this rather than just issue the 9 requested Rice notices to those individuals. which would give the administration the ability to discuss why these individuals are getting potentially these increases, and
So-
also allowing the public, that information. And we
Mr.
could
Kelly, you're way over 3 minutes. I did give you some extra time.
I appreciate
Just
that.
Finish your thought.
But I want to know, what is the status of the rice notices so we can discuss those areas for those salary provisions coming to the budget meeting, giving all of the council the ability to ask those questions.
Okay, just for everybody's knowledge, what the councilman is referring to is we have our budget meeting this Saturday. I hope it's open to the public. I hope we do see some people there. In order to not put administration or department heads on the spot, it is requested that the council members go through the budget book, which they got 2-3 weeks ago, come up with their questions and email those questions to our business administrator so she could properly research them and provide an eloquent answer. We then take those answers and distribute them to the rest of the council for their own edification. And so we don't duplicate efforts, right? There are certainly a lot of questions. So in those conversations, some of the personnel did come up. Mr. Kelly had a thought that it might be in violation of OPMA. I think it was a valid thought. So I handed it over to our town attorney, Mr. Yachafano. I don't know if you want to take the floor there.
But real quick, Mr. Morrison, the crux of it wasn't so much just the OPMA end of it. It was still having the ability, because Mrs. Palmieri could not answer questions about performance of employees, whether through.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, no, I'm with you. And I thought it was a
And
valid
these are good questions that
Mr.
we
Kelly,
need.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
I know it's weird, but
No, it's not. It's
but
really not.
no.
weird.
I agree with you. And so I presented it to our township attorney, and I'm going to ask him to speak to it now.
Thank you, Council President. I'm not going to speak to the OPMA concerns Mr. Kelly has, though I will tell the council an opinion will be in everybody's email boxes sometime tomorrow that will address that issue. I will talk, it'll also address the rice notice issue, but I'll comment on that briefly now and get it in, I will be getting it into more depth in the memo that's coming out. We have a particular form of government known as mayor council. Under state law, and I cite NJSA 40:69A-37.1, the council has no authority whatsoever over individual employees of the township. It doesn't have the authority to do performance reviews. It doesn't have the authority to hire. It doesn't have the authority to fire, to give tenure, except in certain defined situations by separate statutes. Under the law and our form of government, all of those issues are exclusively the province of the mayor or his delegee in the administration. It's as simple as that. So very simply, the issue of sending rice notices to named employees who I won't mention because they're in Mr. Kelly's email is a moot issue from the start. The council has no ability and should not, under any circumstances, attempt to discuss in the budget meeting individuals in relation to their salaries, earnings, performances, or their effect on the budget. Ms. Palmieri can say this far more eloquently than I do because, as Lisa knows, the minute we talk numbers, I go into a deep sleep. But the simple fact of the matter is that the council's authority under the budget or with respect to the budget is a matter of appropriations in the designated categories, period.
So let me ask you a question. For example, there's, I don't mean to pick on you, so let's say the health department, right? I don't know, I just saw you. So let's say the health department and Mr. Kelly has a concern with salaries in the health department, for example. He has the right to express his views by either voting yes or no to approve that portion of the budget, right? So he's not, nobody here is without any means to express their view, but it would be into whether approve or deny portions of the budget that include employee salaries.
That's correct.
Okay.
Well, just to comment on that though, real brief,
Can you wrap
because you
it up?
made something on that. But Council President, if I hear you correctly, you're okay that we don't have the full information as to why one is getting a salary increase, who is getting the salary increase, and how much.
Right.
What Mr. Yarchafano doesn't explain, whether it's 4069A 71, 70.71.1 or 4069A 36, we have the right to make an inquiry about anything when we go through the mayor. We just can't talk about normal operations, daily operations, and that's what 37.1 addresses. The one thing that you're forgetting is that we're the legislative branch of government and we're the purse strings. So we have every right to know how much money is being spent in every department, whether it's how much salt and why do we need salt, or why are we giving this person that much more money, whether it's because of a certification, because we like them more, because they say hello to me more, I carpool with them. The public would like to know, why are we giving certain increases, whether it's something for materials, equipment, salaries, bonuses, whatever it may be.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, we've had enough.
Right. So I
Listen,
I
Mr. Kelly,
disagree. You know,
I understand.
And you
that.
provide no basis, no
Kelly,
lawful basis.
Let me
for
read-
supporting-
Wait,
The law,
stop,
Council
because
President.
I understand, but I don't want this to go, because I'm sure this is going to come up again.
Read the second part of 37.
Mr. Kelly, please, you're not recognized any longer. I gave you more than enough
I appreciate
time.
it, Council President.
The bottom line is salaries are not the purview of the council. They're the purview of administration. We can either approve it or not approve it in totality for that department. But whether the mayor or the business administrator how they want to handle the salaries is their business. As far as the public wanting to know, this is my sixth budget. I've never had a member of the public attend a budget meeting ever. All right. Nor did they ask me a question. If the public has a question, you may attend the meeting and ask, and if we can answer it, we will. Okay. Did you go, Mr. Wojtovich, for reports?
No,
I'm sorry, your turn.
I have no report.
Okay. Councilwoman Freire?
Okay, I just wanted to say we did a food drive last Friday for the Nourish food drive, food pantry, in conjunction with Elite Karate right here on Route 46. It went very well. They said we gave over 15 pounds of food. It felt much heavier trying to carry that into the building. And we're having another one this Friday. Elite Karate on 46 is hosting a fit and fierce on Friday, and the food and the collection box will be there. I encourage everyone to attend the fit and fierce. They're actually a lot of fun. If you don't, you can just walk in, drop the food, and run away before you're forced to do a sit up. Okay.
What's the name of it again?
Elite Karate.
Elite. Is that you, Jonathan? No.
Okay.
No, but thank you.
Oh yeah. So give what you can. Oh, and also Mount Hope Road is a very dangerous road. It's also a bus stop, so please watch your speed.
Councilwoman Roy?
Yeah, so again, I'd like to thank the police for helping me with the speeding issues and the mayor for helping me with the residents' issues. Greatly appreciated. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, okay. Okay. And again, Al North for the daily weather emails. I told you I'm a weather nerd. I love it. I love reading it. So thank you for that. I don't have a board ed update because it's next week, and I can't wait for that budget meeting on Saturday. But I do think residents should come and ask questions if they right. Okay,
It's completely open to the public.
and they should come. Thank you.
It'll be
Nine.
right here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
If they have questions, they should come.
What'd you say? You got a what? Oh, that's Saturday?
No, you
People
don't
are
wanna
going to be
miss
camping
that.
out at night. Okay. Are you done? I'm sorry, Councilwoman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Council Vice President?
Thank you. I know Councilman Kelly was talking about the hockey. I attended the Morris Hills boys basketball state game on February 26th against Wayne Valley down in Wayne Hills. I don't know if that's high school. Maybe the mayor went. I know yeah, okay. We did lose, but it was a great game.
It was fixed.
Yeah, it was a great game. Congratulations to the basketball team on a great season. Like Councilman Friedlander mentioned, I attended the Whitman Lake Club basketball event for Purim Monday. Was that Monday? March 2nd? March 2nd. Big crowd. Sheriff Gannon was there, State Senator Bucco. There was a good crowd. Good to see a lot of support from everyone. The weather wasn't the greatest that night, but they had a really good crowd. If you're looking for something, I don't know if the rec director had set this up, but we do have a tomorrow, 7:30, Dover Middle School. I don't know if it was because of you. The 7th and 8th grade girls basketball. We are playing the Dover 7th and 8th grade girls basketball team rec. So it's nice that they don't have a lot of teams in Dover. They just restarted their rec program for basketball, and my team got chosen to play. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night, 7:30. Looking for something to do, Dover Middle School. Thank you.
Okay, I just have a couple of things. One, we spoke about the budget already. I implore the public to come. I know that, taxes are always an issue. People always asking. Now's the time to come. We will talk about multiple times how the municipal taxes is what percentage of your bill? 22% of the budget. The rest of the budget is mostly the Board of Ed. So much like I would implore you to come here, I would also implore you to go to the Board of Ed as they make up the lion's share of your taxes. But the way that the budget meeting is run is we all got a very hefty budget book. It breaks the town up into different sections. We will then, much like we do with ordinances, we will go through a section, we will have council discussion, and then we'll open up for public comment, and then we'll vote to pass or not pass that section of the budget. Again, it's more interesting than it sounds. I did want to give a shout out to Lisa Salberg. She did dip out. I have a very dear friend who lives in Rhode Island. Her husband had a heart transplant many years ago. We were talking. He actually lived in the hospital for over a year with an artificial heart. He holds the national record for longest living. Anyway, so we were talking about it, and he said he follows this organization called HCMA, and I told him, obviously how I know them, and I just thought that it was interesting that the reach goes pretty far. So great job there. Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Mr. Noth, again, not to put you on the spot, and I appreciate the weather reports. Can you or cannot you not guarantee that the weather will continue in this fashion? I need you to come better prepared next time then, Mr. Noth. Okay, that's all I have. Mr. Mayor, do you have a report?
Yes, thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to recognize a letter I got from a resident regarding sound the alarm smoke detector program. They wanted to share their immeasurable gratitude. Life-saving initiative conducted by the fire department, Red Cross in Rockaway. The department came to my house, enlightened me about the program, installed a free fire alarm. Specifically wanted to thank Ed Nunn and Jeff Heitzelman and Shannon McCarty, who all went out and shared their time to install the smoke detector. She had a lot to say, so it was very nice feedback, and thank you, Mr. Heitzman, Mr. Nunn. I wanted to congratulate the 5th grade travel basketball, boys basketball. They played very well. They lost their playoff game on Saturday. I got to watch a little bit of it. They played really hard. They lost, but they had a great season. And they play really well together. So I wanted to congratulate them. They're all a great group of players. Wanted to talk about the HCM open house real quick. I think the thing that's amazing, besides the work that Lisa does, being a small business owner, she got Alexis Bakes a cookie to bring some cookies and gave her some business. So it was nice to see 2 local business owners, giving each other business. So I thought that was really good, and just what an incredible job they do at HCMA. It is our second year being elected as a healthy town for the Mayor's Wellness Campaign, which is a major accomplishment. Brittany Bernstein, the Health Department under Peter Tabbitt, just does a phenomenal job. If you look at some of the programs we were putting out there for residents to attend, it's amazing around, mental well-being, physical well-being, and financial well-being. The town is offering things we've never offered before, and it's all a testament to the work that they are doing. So I think I'll leave it there. We've had a lot tonight, so.
Thank you. And I know, Mr. Noth, you had stated that you have a report for tonight.
This is just a reminder to residents, next week is bulk collection week. Bulk collection is for large items, dressers, beds, bedding, etc. There's been an enormous volume of what people are thinking is bulk. It's in black garbage bags. The vendor will not be collecting curbside the black garbage bags. So if it's in a garbage bag, it belongs in your normal weekly garbage. That's all I got.
Real quick, Mr. Noth, is Blue Diamond getting antiquated to the bulk pickup and everything else?
Yeah, this is their third month. They're doing very well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Lisa, that's it for administration. Okay, make a motion to adjourn by consensus. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Hey, Mr. Yanchafano, does the mayor have the ability to allow members to speak to administration?